we have Mr. Dennis Hickey. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you?
Good afternoon, Vernon. How are you, my brother?
Not bad. I started looking at the PNP manifesto. So
Yes,
we have to
and
look at it again next week.
absolutely. And by next week, we may have the other one to compare.
Right.
So,
No, but I
just,
prefer we do it one at a time.
yes,
Because
man. But we at least we'll have both. We'll
yes.
have had a discussion, and so we don't come across as favoring anyone. Eh?
No, hello. I don't listen. This is one person. I'm not like other journalists who worry about that. I make a point, I
Yeah.
make a point. I don't come here to
Uh,
prove and balance. And the thing about it, we're not here to compare. We're looking at one to see if it's good. Then we look at the other one. We have a way in
Absolutely.
Jamaica, we get two PNP and JLP on a program to get them into a battle. No, we're not into a battle. We're here to hear what is good, what is bad. So I believe we get it one first, then get the next one. People love the
Absolutely.
battle and the excitement. I don't.
Right. So,
Good.
Vernon,
Yes.
I start with a fact that
Mhm.
there are about 700,000 people living on crown lands across Jamaica without any title.
And like you said, nice. It means squatters.
Well, we don't want to characterize people,
But
but
is it true? They're squatting?
it is true. They are
Yes.
squatters.
That's not
Now,
sound pretty at all. That's a significant amount.
if a man squats on private lands,
Yes.
he has to be there for 12 years
Yes.
to be able to claim adverse possession. If he squats on crown lands, it requires a 60-year possession or occupancy
I wonder why.
to be able to make that claim. The PNP's manifesto is saying that we're going to reduce that period to 25 years. It makes sense. It makes sense because if you're occupying crown land and can't be used for anything else, you have two alternatives. Regularize the people or take them off and bulldoze them. When you bulldoze them, they don't have nowhere to go, and you're going to end up with another social problem.
Yes.
So the PNP's manifesto is saying, we are going to reduce that period of occupancy to 25 years, which means that any group that has been on crown land for the past 25 years, the minute the PNP promulgate that legislation, they can now move to ownership, and they're going to get the support from the housing agencies to subdivide, regularize, provide titles. So now, you know what titles does for a human being? It boosts their status, their pride. It gives them a sense of ownership. And with that ownership, they can go to the bank and borrow and now have a real title to get a loan to improve on their living conditions.
But what is my concern, Dennis? Why give them 25 years on government land and 12 years on private land? Not fair.
Because the government owns the crown lands.
Yes.
And so they can do what they want for the people. The court has to decide how the matter of the private lands are concerned. Now, we don't want to encourage people or private owners not to have the right to reclaim their land.
Yes.
So you don't want to get yourself into problems with private people. Government owns too much land in this country for people to be homeless. People who otherwise could get a loan but don't have a title.
By the way, let me correct you. Your government own all lands. We only are caretakers.
Yes. From that perspective.
Yes.
But those because government can claim it back anytime and compensate you.
Yes.
But for those that are directly under the control and in the name of the Commissioner of Lands on behalf of government, then certainly, government has lands, that are not being squatted on. Therefore, I believe that any government that is in power after September 3 should consider a more robust distribution
Yes.
And we're not asking you for distribution for free, but you can distribute and sell the same way you can be selling 200 acres in the St. Catherine Plains to the big man. Cut up the 200 acres and sell
Oh, by the way, I don't like the
500
term
lots.
big man, you know. Everybody
Yeah,
bad, everybody dead. Nobody bigger
yeah,
than
man,
me.
but the fact is the fact.
I understand you. I understand you.
Don't just sell me 200 acres. Find some land
Yeah.
and cut it up into 5,000 square foot lots or whatever the size, and sell it to the individual too.
Yes.
And put conditions and caveats where they must start to build within certain period of time so that the place get built out. But in addition to the land situation and the 700,000 illegal occupiers
Yes.
who could be legalized, or a vast majority who could be legalized as quickly as possible with the 25-year reduction, the 60 to 25-year reduction. The manifesto speaks to building 50,000 housing units over the next 5 years, affordable units. They're talking about units that are going to be below $10 million. Mm-hmm. If you pass by Bernard Lodge, you'll see some of those, and they are being expanded on. And that does not include the additional land distribution that will also create additional housing solutions. And very importantly in that manifesto is a recognition that sometimes some people can't qualify because they don't have the track record of payment. The manifesto provides for rent to own, where for a period of time, you're given the solutions that are provided, that are produced, and as a tenant, and when you have demonstrated consistency in your payments, then the system moves you into mortgage and ownership, or mortgage towards ownership.
I'd love to see that in the private sector too. So you buy a house of somebody, you pay rent, but you work out a thing. Because after a while, you're going to then leave it, so after a while, you're actually paying down the house. I love that idea.
But in fact, it's something that we need to work on on a larger scale.
Yes.
And ensure that people can own their different pathways towards owning your own home.
So what happens? You get your little money to go spend and enjoy it, rather than leave the house. If your sister, your brother, you speak to them, who never contribute, don't to come fight over it.
Boy, I tell you,
it's amazing. Before you move on, though, I'd love to see a rider. You can pass on what I think to them. That where the land falls in the watershed areas and they capture that land, the government shall have the right to maintain ownership permanently. There are certain areas. So that I would love that to be put in the law.
I don't have all the details in that section of the manifesto.
Right.
But if you get into the portfolio that addresses climate change, climate management,
yes,
you will see that where land is part of watershed and protected areas,
right,
that there's going to be every effort to preserve. Mm-hmm. And in fact, it will be irresponsible of them to have people remaining in areas where they could be prone to flooding and disasters. So other alternatives are going to be found to relocate those people. And that's where the other aspect of the land distribution will come in, so that where land is not zoned for agriculture, protection, and those things, then land must be made available to the citizens for housing development.
And I think I believe in this is that where people capture lands and it's not properly structured, government should have the right to move in, take over that land, because I hear the whole idea of regularize it. You can have house chuck up on one another, just regularize it by just give them title. Because what will happen is that you'll have not what you regard as a community, but just chaka situation. So I hope that if you're going to build a house, you build a proper scheme, so the way you captured before might not be used, but you get back a similar space. Because if it's not laid out properly, then the utility companies will have a problem. Whatever it's the light, water, fire brigade.
Any regularization of land,
yes,
has to take into consideration those aspects. The proper infrastructure. You can't give man land and he doesn't have anywhere for his sewer to go. So we have to put in place the measures to ensure that sewer, water, light, roads, green spaces for people to enjoy themselves. We can't build out housing in this country without recreational areas. And if you recall, and I can deal with it again, because people should pressure their government to use two pieces of legislation in the Housing Act. The declaration of places as development areas.
Yes.
So the government, the housing minister can move in and relocate and fix and put back people.
Right.
And the declaration of slum areas. So where it is gone so bad that people are living almost in a disease-infested place.
You mean like
you can then redevelop and move people out, and your development cost must include the temporary relocation and people moving back into an improved place. So we will talk again about the Housing Act and the provisions that it provides for the government to clean up areas and make it more habitable for its citizens. And those are some of the things I've been told that the PNP is going to use to also help to improve the housing conditions.
All right, the other things which I support, they take it out 11 million out of the housing. No. Suppose it's just money that they take out of the
It was done in a period where they were trying to balance the fiscal budget. All indications are that we don't have those challenges again.
Well, we will have it again if the people don't sit down and say you must not waste the money, no matter which government in power, because it's waste for waste and don't manage the economy properly.
Absolutely no reason
yes,
to go back into the housing trust funds to fund other areas of the budget. What the government should do is enforce the collection of taxes, otherwise.
And the proper expenditure. We have to run the proper expenditure.
Yes, and leave the housing trust money.
Yes, I have to run, my friend. Yes. Thank you very much, Dennis. Have a wonderful day. Next time we see what we can do.
Absolutely.
By the way, discussion of this manifesto is not just for election, it's just for general, because the people need to listen to these things, man. It's not all about balling out shower or balling out power. We need to know what can be done. And whether PNP or JLP with or lose, we need to work with these ideas, because nobody
quite so.
Right. Take care. Dennis Hickey.
Landlord, make it bad so. Whoa, he's a Mr. Landlord.